This is some information coming out of Charlotte. Charlotte police have, according to the Charlotte Observer, and actually I'm going to triangulate two different sources, right? The Charlotte Observer is reporting this incident as being a gunman having been killed by the police, while all of the reports from the ground report this individual as being a person who was simply sitting in his van waiting to pick up his son or his child from school. So there's several different accounts, but according to the Charlotte Observer, a gunman died after he was shot by police in the parking lot of a apartment complex on Tuesday, just this afternoon, a few hours ago. The police, according to the Observer, said the police said that they were searching for someone who had an outstanding warrant at the Village at College Downs complex. The police said that they approached the man. After he got back into the vehicle, the gunman left the vehicle again armed with a firearm and posed an imminent, this is according to the police, posed an imminent deadly threat to the officers, who subsequently fired their weapons, striking the subject. And the police department was the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police. All right, so that's according to the Charlotte Observer. Obviously, they're taking the statement from the police, the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police, and they're reporting on that. But according to people on the scene, there's quite a different story, and this is one of the benefits, I guess, or the unfortunate benefits of social media is that we get reports from more than just the news. A young lady, I believe, hang on, let me get her name, Lyric Scott. And I believe Lyric Scott is the sister of the victim. But there's a video on Facebook where they live streamed the reaction of the family finding out that their loved one had been killed. Their father and their brother had been killed. And the young lady on the video says, the police just shot my daddy 4 times for being black. The officers, again, were attempting to serve a warrant, but the person who was shot was not the man they were after. I want you to let that sink in. The person that was shot was not the man that they were after. All right, the man who has been shot and killed, his name has not been released. And after searching the social media pages of the young woman who shared the video, live streamed it, and several other sources, I still can't find the name. So we do not have the name of the victim. I'm sure that will be released. But according to Joe Bruno of WSOC Channel 9 in Charlotte, he indicates that the brother of the man who was shot and killed indicated to him that he was holding a book waiting for his son to be dropped off from school. All right. I'm going to play a small clip of what was happening there. I want you to listen in and watch.
Sits in the shade, reads his book, does his studies, and waits on his kid to get off the bus. He didn't have no gun. He wasn't messing with nobody. All he did, them jump out boys, them undercover detectives, they jumped out their truck. They said, hands up. He got a gun. He got a gun. Pow, 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 pow. That's it.
All right. Apparently, I believe the young woman who was just speaking is the sister of the victim. And she described the same scenario of that Joe Bruno reported of WSOC Channel 9 in Charlotte reported also that the brother of the man reported that he was holding a book waiting for his son to be dropped off from school. Now, add that on top of the fact that the police have already admitted that the person that they shot and killed was not the person that they wanted to issue a warrant to. So this is, I do have some commentary tonight. Last night I didn't have the words, but tonight I do have the words. You have to honestly believe that black people are just lying in wait. Just you can randomly select a black person and they're packing a gun. And not only are they carrying a gun, but they're going to come out blazing just at the mere sight of the police, right? For you to believe this scenario, that an individual that the police were not looking for just pulled his gun out and became an imminent threat to the police, you have to believe that any random black person that you run up on is a imminent threat and has a gun and is going to go ballistic at the sight of police officers. Because otherwise, how can you account for the unbelievable amount of occasions where police officers don't get the right person? They end up killing the wrong person. Not that they should be killing anyone, but they kill the person that they weren't even looking for. And the story is the same. He had a gun. He pulled the gun. He reached for the gun. He tried to grab my gun. And you have to believe that black people are just rabid. And the problem is you have some racist pieces of crap who honestly believe that in their mind, black people are just violent. In their mind, black people just want to kill police. In their mind, the first reaction a black person is going to have at the sight of police officers is that they're going to pull their gun. Never mind. I mean, think about it. This man was minding his business. He was sitting there waiting on his son. No reason to be afraid. No reason to be just, paranoid. No reason to just see the police and instantly think, oh, I have to have a set it off shootout with the police. I mean, that's what they really need you to believe for these stories to add up. Now, I don't have any other information about this story except the fact that, hundreds of protesters have gathered out in that neighborhood, and it's happening now as we speak. There's a lot of live streams that are occurring. But I just for the life of me can't understand how people can rationally think that this is acceptable for police officers to create the problem. Think about it this way. If the police officers had not run up on this van, this man would be alive. And the reason I can say that is because he wasn't even the person they were looking for. So why did they run up on his van? Why? That's a question somebody needs to answer, and they need to answer with all the quickness possible. Why did they run up on this man's van and create a scenario that ended up with the death of a person who they weren't even looking for?